Hello all. How are you on this wonderful, wonderful Wednesday? So obviously I'm feeling better today. Yesterday I had a big old migraine. It was not super pleasant. Sorry, my laptop screen and my glasses was bothering. You know what? I'm just gonna take these off. I had a big old headache. We had a cold front moving in and a lot of rain and thunderstorms and such, which is unpleasant. But it's over now, and the cold front brought in the most beautiful weather. It has been over 100 degrees for the past 3 weeks. It's been so hot and it's been soupy muggy, and I've not really been able to go outside. But today was just absolutely gorgeous. When I left my room this morning, it was 64. And it was in the 70s, mid 70s all day. It was absolutely beautiful. It's warmed up to around the low 80s right now, which isn't so bad, but it gets warmer here in the late afternoons as opposed to the mid afternoons, which is what it is like when I'm home. But today was just absolutely beautiful. So I went to lab, went to work, and then after work I took a nice long walk for about an hour, and really just took the time to kind of be a tourist in my own town and campus, and it was really lovely. I often take walks around campus, but I don't often stop and just admire the beauty of campus and, the beauty of the town that I get to live in and the beautiful weather, and it was just the perfect opportunity to do that. And so I went around and kind of did my best to pretend it was my first time seeing everything, and just took in the beautiful buildings, the gorgeous views, the sky, some of our sculptures, which are really beautiful, and just took the time to kind of be a little bit touristy today after work, which was really lovely and very meditative. I listened to a playlist that I have called Quiet Songs and just really just jammed out quietly and took the time to tour my own town, which I highly recommend you do as well. If you have the time and energy to go out and experience somewhere you come to take for granted, and just re-experience it like it's the first time. That's kind of what I did today. I have a typical path that I normally walk if I decide to take a walk around campus. So I went in a totally different direction and took a different path so as to kind of switch it up and do something different. So that gave me the opportunity to kind of re-experience campus. So I recommend you do that as well if you have a few minutes to just go outside and look at some nature. If it's not 3,000 degrees where you live, which it could very well be very hot right now for you. So if it's too hot, don't endanger your life or anything. But if you have the opportunity to get outside and experience your typical location in a not so typical way, that's lovely. It just takes you out of the norm and makes you really appreciate what's around you. I don't really get to do that often, or I don't do that as often as I should. And it was really lovely today to just be outside. I think a part of me is just really happy it wasn't 3,000 degrees and I was just enjoying the sun and it not being humid for the first time in a while. So that could also be why I found it so great. But it was very meditative. It was very peaceful. We have a labyrinth on campus, and I went and I walked the labyrinth and did a few prayers in the center of the labyrinth and then walked back, and it was really lovely. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, that's what I did today after work. That's why I'm recording this kind of later than normal, although I'm still not in my pajamas. This is a different shirt than yesterday. As you can note, I have at least, at this point, 3 shirts. So I promise I have more than that, but apparently my mom doesn't think so. But at this point, you've seen evidence that I've worn at least 3 different shirts. So I have 3. I own at least 3. And if you go back through my videos, I'm sure I'm wearing different shirts in other videos. So maybe I have at least 6 shirts for all you know. You can go and count them up. See how many shirts I've worn. Another thing that I did yesterday is that I bought one of my favorite cartoons from when I was a kid on Amazon Prime, and I've been binge watching it. It's so good. Avatar the Last Airbender, if you've never seen it, is a cartoon from, I think, 2005 to like 2008 is when it was on. I remember watching it on Netflix later than that, but I definitely watched it like when I was a kid. And it is, it's just such a good show. There are so many heartwarming moments. There are great characters. It's definitely a cartoon, like, made for kids, but I'm really enjoying rewatching it. I haven't watched it since I was a kid, and I'm, like, on a nostalgia trip, and so I bought it because apparently that's the only way you can watch it, and so I shared it with my sister, and she's really excited to watch it, and I just forgot how good it was. Like, there are just so many great characters and so many great moments, and it's just so good. Such a good show. Would highly recommend if you've never seen it and you kind of like cartoons that are kind of made for kids. If you're like in that frame of reference where you don't really want anything too heavy to watch, it's a great show. There's like nothing, I mean, like, things are life and death, because of course there's the Fire Lord and he's gonna destroy the entire world when Sozin's comet comes around at the end of the summer, but like nothing's that drastic. You don't feel like things are high stakes, but you don't feel like they're high stakes because it's a cartoon. You know that they're gonna win. And I've been rewatching it, and it's just so good. It's so good. They really do 2 things. There are 2 things in Avatar that are done particularly well. There is a disabled character who is blind named Toph, who is extremely well done as a person who has tried to capture differently abled people in my writing before. I think that she is handled fantastically. Her blindness is not really, she is not powerful in spite of her disability. She is powerful with it, and she makes jokes about it, but none of them are out of taste, and she is respected in her own right as being a powerful character. So good. And then they have the great redemption arc of Zuko, who's the main villain in the first season, and then he arcs and becomes like a friend, and it's just so good. And the show has so many good moments, and it's very well done, and definitely a piece of my childhood that was really lovely to watch and just to get back. It's like at the end of the summer, I'm kind of like on a nostalgia trip, because that's kind of when I hit nostalgia. I don't know if you guys find this, but nostalgia hits me at particular times during the year. It's like right around Christmas and right around the end of the summer and beginning of fall and right around the beginning of spring. Are the 3 times during the year that nostalgia really hits me like a truck. Last year at the end of the summer, I played Animal Crossing, which I hadn't played in like a year, and like really got into it. And that was like a nostalgic thing from when I was a kid. Like, I played Animal Crossing every day. I would have my cousins come over to my town. I had City Folk on the Wii. And like it hit me last year at the end of the summer, and I played a bunch of Animal Crossing. Now it hit me, and I'm watching all of Avatar the Last Airbender from Nickelodeon. And it's just good. It just feels good. It's like something from my childhood that has aged well. It's not like animated super well. It definitely like is a cartoon, but it's beautiful, and it's just so pure, and it just reminds me of like coming home after school during the fall, and like finishing my homework so I could watch an episode with my sister, or like, you know, watching it on Thursday nights, because, you know, Friday nights were when Wizards of Waverly Place, Hannah Montana, and The Sweet Life on Deck were all on from like 8 to 9:30. And Avatar the Last Airbender was something that I would watch like on the other days when I wanted to watch a show but I didn't really know what I wanted to watch. And like my sister and I would pretend we were benders in our basement and like play Avatar, and it was just so good, and it reminds me of such a simpler time. And today, with my nice long walk, I'm just in a very, very good mood. So shout out to the nice weather and Avatar the Last Airbender for making me feel really, really happy today. And I encourage you to go out and explore your home in a different way, or find something nostalgic for you. Maybe it's reading The Lord of the Rings that you haven't read since you were 9 or 10 years old, or, you know, I don't know, what I did when I was a kid was like play with my sister. So I don't know, maybe don't play with your sister, but like call your sister and be like, I love you. And just do something that like honors that nostalgia in you, and that child in you, makes you feel good, because that's what I'm doing today and started doing yesterday. So I encourage you to do the same, because it made me really happy and I want everybody to be happy. So maybe it'll make you really happy to find, you know, your blanket from when you were a kid in your closet and like put it on your bed so that it's there now, or something, or find a doll from when you were a kid, or I don't know, a nightlight, I don't know, something. Do something to honor this nostalgia today, because it hit me like a train, and now it's here, and all I want to do is like call my sister and hang out and pretend we can bend. Alright guys, I will see you tomorrow, with a vlog after dinner. My friend and I are going to get a fancy dinner. Not fancy, it's like a pub, but like we're going to get dinner together, which is fancy for 2 college students. So I will see you tomorrow after that, and I love you all very much. I will see you tomorrow. Bye!